Hey guys, it's Friday in the Van with Pastor Brad. I hope you're doing well. This morning I want to do a brief devotion on Psalm 62. And verse 1 starts off like this. Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from him. Truly he is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. And in our lives, we can build all kinds of structures or support systems or whatever that we can surround ourselves with that provide, a sense of strength or comfort that, hey, we've gotten all these things worked out. We've cared for ourselves in such and such way. We've got whatever provisions that we think we need. We surround ourselves with that, and that becomes our strength or our fortress. And David is saying, no. In fact, what we need to do is build our lives on the rock, which is Jesus. And God himself is our strength. He is our fortress. He is our salvation. And because of that, it is an unshakable thing to trust in the Lord. You will be sustained if he is your fortress. I will never be shaken, it says. Then he goes on to verse 3, and this is talking about his enemies. It says, how long will you assault me? Would all of you throw me down? This leaning wall, this tottering fence, surely they intend to topple me from my lofty place. They take delight in lies. With their mouth they bless, but in their hearts they curse. And he's talking about people that are around him that are pretending or saying that they're with him or for him, and in fact they seek his destruction. Right? With their mouths they bless, speak well of him and tell him everything's okay or whatever, but in their hearts they're really out to get him. And I mean, I don't know that most of our friends are people that we could say that of, but at the end of the day, the Lord is always trustworthy and good. And so he's not out to get you. He does not make promises that deep down he doesn't really want to keep. The Lord's not like that, though people often are. Verse 5, yes, my soul finds rest in God. My hope comes from him. Truly, he is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken. Again, repeating these themes. My salvation and my honor depend on God. He is my mighty rock, my refuge. Trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. Here, you're talking about the king. So David is king, and he's saying that my honor, my refuge, my strength, my salvation, they all depend on God. See, there's no higher position than king. There's no one who is worthy of more honor than King David. And yet he's saying, none of that is my real honor. My honor is in God. He brings me my honor. And he is who we should depend on. Verse 9. Surely the lowborn are but a breath, and the highborn are but a lie. If weighed in the balance, they are nothing. All right, so what he's saying here is your position in life. So if you were born in a high position or a low position, he's saying this is irrelevant because if you're born in a low position, it's temporary. It's just a breath. All right, your life is quick. And if you were born in a high position, this is nothing. So what if you have comforts and things like that? And this comes from David, who knows what it is to be pursued by his enemies. He was a lowly shepherd when he got started. He was a person who eventually was tracked down by Saul, living in caves, hungry, starving. Like, he knows what it means to be in want, and he also knows what it means to live in the palace and have everything. So he speaks from his, certainly from his experience, that none of these things add up to anything. Then it goes on, verse 10, do not trust in extortion, or put vain hope in stolen goods. Though your riches increase, do not set your heart on them. And what he's saying is don't trust your money. And a lot of times that's where we find our fortress, our protection is in our money. He's saying don't trust your money. But in contrast, verse 11 says this, one thing God has spoken, two things I have heard. Power belongs to you, God, and with you, Lord, is unfailing love. And your reward, and you reward everyone according to what they have done. And so in the end of the day, you can trust God's power and love for you. And he does reward those who are faithful to him. And this is such a great psalm because it reminds us to focus our lives not on the external things, not on trying to find all the protections of this world to keep us safe, but truly trusting in the Lord for all that we have and all that we are. God bless.